This is the weather forecast video for Sunday, June 19th, 2011. Let's first take a look at the satellite image from last evening. You can see some complexes of thunderstorms over Missouri into Kansas and Nebraska, with a storm system over the Rockies moving into the Central Plains. Let's take a look at the watch warning map from around 1 this morning. You can see some severe thunderstorm watches over Missouri into Kansas and southern Nebraska. Some flash flood watches over Nebraska, northeastern Montana, and Wisconsin. Some wind issues over the south. Here's the severe weather outlook for today and tonight. A slight risk of severe weather extends from Montana, Wyoming, and North and South Dakota, south and eastward through the entire Ohio and Middle Tennessee Valley into the Middle Atlantic states, with a moderate risk over most of Nebraska, extreme northern Kansas, northwest Missouri, and southwestern Iowa. Here is the tornado outlook for today and tonight. You can see a enhanced 10% outlook over the area in the moderate risk over western and southwestern Iowa into central Nebraska. Here is the damaging wind threat for today and tonight. A almost 1 in 2 chance of damaging wind in the purple colored area of eastern Nebraska, southwest Iowa, and northwestern Missouri, with 30% extending into west central Illinois. And here's the large hail outlook for today and tonight. 45% outlook, or almost 1 in 2 chance over all of Nebraska into western Iowa, with a hatched black area of very large hail possible. Here's the day 2 outlook. This is Monday and Monday night. You can see a moderate risk of severe weather for almost the entire state of Iowa except the far east and far south. The slight risk extends from Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, Columbus over to Omaha and then southward to Oklahoma City. Here is the probability outlook. You can see a 45% chance of severe weather in that moderate risk area, so a 1 in 2 chance of severe thunderstorms over a good deal of the state, with a hatched area of seeing some possible significant severe weather. Let's take a look at some parameters. This is the STP, the significant tornado parameter. This is at 7 p.m. this evening, and you can see some higher values remain to our south and west over Missouri and into extreme northern Kansas. Here's the supercell parameter with the areas of higher intensities over northern Kansas and far southern Nebraska, but some higher numbers over southwestern Iowa. And here's the significant severe parameter. You can see pretty maxed out over a good portion of Iowa into Missouri and northern and northeastern Kansas, so there could be some decent amounts of severe weather with the best chance south and west of the state. Here's the surface-based CAPE from the GFS model run. This is at 7 p.m. this evening. You can see CAPE values in the south of upwards of 4,000 joules per kilogram, and that is very high, with almost off-scale CAPEs in Missouri. Here's the CAPE, or the capping layer, or the convective inhibition, and you can see across the state of Iowa virtually no cap, so thunderstorms will be free to develop with stronger caps further to the south in Missouri, Oklahoma, and into Texas. Now we're back to the parameters. Now this is for day 2. This is Monday evening at 7 o'clock, so this is not tonight, this is tomorrow night. This is the significant tornado parameter. You can see some maxed out levels across Iowa into Illinois and over by Sioux City. Here is the supercell parameter. You can see some very high marks, the red area over around the Siouxland, and then from about west of Waterloo to about the Quad Cities. And we take a look at the significant severe parameter, and you can see the red area pretty much covers the entire state, with so very good chance of seeing some severe weather in the state on Monday and Monday night. Now back to the CAPE. This is from the GFS at 7 p.m. Monday evening. You see CAPE values upwards of 3,000 to 4,000 joules, with upwards of close to 5,000 joules in some parts of the east and southern part of the state. Here is the capping layer, or the convective inhibition, and you can see there will be stronger capping layer on Monday, But usually if you have storms with a small cap and the cap breaks, you can have some explosive development with just a little bit of capping layer. Now let's take a look at the QPF chart, precipitation over the next 5 days through Thursday evening at 7 o'clock. You can see the precipitation numbers look to be fairly low. Most of the other models have slightly higher amounts, so anywhere from about 1/4 of an inch to 2 inches possible. So let's take a look at the 0Z GFS model run. This is at 1 p.m. today at 500 millibars. You can see a broad trough over the Intermountain West. With that, a low pressure over eastern Colorado will bring some southerly winds, and a warm front will be situated just to the south of the state. That's where the thunderstorms will fire along that warm front. Most of the state will be on the north side, so we could see another mesoscale convective system. Monday, that low moves to between Grand Island and Lincoln, Nebraska at 1 p.m. So the warm front will be just through the southern part of the state with the cold front trailing back, so we could see some showers and storms. Tuesday, back at the 500 millibar level, you can see the trough beginning to lift out with a vort max over Minnesota and a southwesterly flow aloft at the surface. The low will be near Sioux Falls. This could be a factor where we may get dry slotted, so most of Tuesday could actually remain dry. We'll see. Wednesday, the low begins to weaken and begins to fill. You can see there could be some isolated chances of some showers and storms around, but the chances remain fairly slight at this time. Thursday, the low continues to weaken and pushes to the east near Milwaukee. Still could be some possible wraparound showers or storms, but there could be a lot of dry time as well. Friday, model still wants to indicate a shower or storm. We're likely with the storm further to the east, this is possibly not going to happen. Saturday, the model shows nothing, and this looks to be the next possible dry full day is next Saturday. And here is a week from today. You can see the trough over the eastern part of Canada with a ridge setting up over the south and southwest. And with that, in between the big low and the big high, you can see some thunderstorms south and west of the state as the ring of fire begins to develop once again, and a tropical system possible in the Gulf of Mexico. We move ahead in voodoo country to the 1st of July. You see a trough trying to make its way into the western high plains with a ridge over the south, and with that there could be some possible showers and storms to begin the month of July and to begin the holiday weekend. And as we head off to the end of the forecast on July 4th, Independence Day, you can see that looks very summary with a ridge over the entire southern and southeastern part of the country with a trough over the maritime provinces of Canada, and with that there could be some isolated showers and storms, but it will be very hot if this holds out, likely 80s and 90s with high humidities. Thank you for tuning in to the weather forecast video. We hope to have another one tomorrow.